Have you noticed that sometimes you get home and instead of feeling that peace you should, the first thing that hits you is stress? That feeling of fatigue that won't go away, that visual clutter that bothers you even if you don't notice it right away, that discomfort that hits you without you being able to name it. Why does this happen? Because your home, which should be the refuge where you recover, might actually be doing the opposite, pushing you further into exhaustion. Instead of embracing you, it gives you more work, more chaos, and more anxiety. Maybe things are piled up, the colors don't bring you calm, or the spaces aren't organized in a way that invites you to rest. And I know all of this sounds familiar, but what I want you to understand, dear lady of the house, is that you do not deserve to live like this. You deserve a home that welcomes you with open arms, a space that makes you feel calm when you walk in, that allows you to disconnect and recharge your energy. And you don't need to spend a lot of money or hire an expert to achieve it. No, what really makes the difference are small changes, those details that, even though they seem simple, have a huge impact on how we feel. You don't have to change all the decor, nor invest in expensive furniture. You just need to know which small adjustments can transform your house into that refuge you so badly need. Today I want to show you 10 simple but powerful ideas that can completely change the atmosphere of your home. Ideas that will help you create a happy, relaxing, and harmonious space, without complications. You'll see how, with a little reflection and action, you can make your home that place that embraces you, that brings you peace, and becomes the place where you truly want to be. And best of all, by the time you finish this video, you'll feel inspired and ready to start putting them into practice today, without waiting for tomorrow. It doesn't matter if your home is big or small, what matters is that it reflects what you need for your well-being. Because home isn't just a physical place, it's the space where we recharge our energy, where we share moments with family, and where we find comfort after a long day. And if you've been feeling a little trapped in an environment that isn't giving you what you deserve, it's the perfect time to start making the necessary changes. So stay with me, because by the end of this video, your home will be one step closer to becoming that peaceful refuge you always dreamed of. First, forget about accumulating. Have you noticed how sometimes we accumulate things without realizing it? We keep little boxes, old ornaments, papers we don't need, souvenirs from trips we didn't even like that much, gifts we don't use but feel guilty throwing away. And little by little, those objects fill the corners, the furniture, the tables. Until one day, without knowing why, you feel uncomfortable in your own home. You sit in the living room and everything feels like it's in the way, everything feels heavy. There's an explanation for that. Your mind also gets overloaded when your spaces are saturated. Less is more. And this isn't just a pretty phrase from home decor magazines, it's a truth your body and your mind recognize even if you don't realize it. When you walk into a clear, tidy space, where every object has its place and its purpose, you automatically feel relaxed. It's as if you could breathe better, as if everything calmed down around you. Accumulating things is an emotional habit. We hold on to things out of attachment, for memories, for fear we might need them later, or out of guilt for throwing away what someone gave us. But you know what? Your house is your refuge, not a museum of meaningless objects. Everything you have in sight speaks to you, even if you don't hear it. It says, "Hey, here I am, make room for me, clean me, move me, tidy me up." And when there are too many of them, that whisper becomes noise. A silent noise that wears you down. Keep only what makes you feel good and serves a real purpose. Do an emotional cleanup of objects. Take a drawer, a shelf, or a table and start looking at what's there that you really need. Ask yourself, does this make me happy? Do I like it? Do I use it? Do I need it? If the answer is no, let it go. It doesn't matter who gave it to you or how much it cost. If it doesn't add to your well-being, it's taking up space that could be empty, and believe me, sometimes emptiness is exactly what you need. When you clear spaces, you clear your mind. When a shelf is uncluttered, when a table holds only a pretty candle instead of 20 ornaments, when your walls breathe without being crammed with pictures and souvenirs, something changes. You feel lighter, calmer, more in control of your space. Give your home space to breathe. Let the light reflect off clean surfaces. Let your eyes rest when looking at a room without so much stuff. Make every object have its moment and its purpose. Don't live surrounded by things out of habit. Live surrounded by things that make you feel good, that lift you up, that invite you to enjoy your home, not suffer it. Try it. Start with just one space today and feel the difference. I promise you won't want to stop, because your home doesn't deserve to be filled with useless things, and you much less. Second, colors change everything. Colors change absolutely everything, even if we don't consciously notice it. Every color has an energy, an emotional temperature, a vibration that goes straight to your senses and modifies how you feel in a space. Your body and your mind react to it, even if you don't name it, even if you don't think about it. That's why there are places where, as soon as you walk in, you feel calm, and others where, inexplicably, you feel uneasy, irritated, or exhausted. And many times, without knowing it, it's the color's fault. At home, where you spend so many hours, where you want to rest, disconnect, and feel comfortable, colors are more important than you imagine. Soft tones, those that don't shout at you, that don't invade you, that don't overstimulate you, are the ones that manage to slow your mind down. Colors like beige, light gray, off-white, soft olive green, or a faded sky blue act like a visual hug. They relax you effortlessly, invite you to breathe more slowly, and make you feel like everything is calm. If you live in a house where strong, very saturated, dark, or strident colors predominate, it's normal to feel an invisible discomfort. You don't need to think about it, your body perceives it. Colors like red, intense orange, fuchsia, dark purples, or black without visual balance overload the atmosphere. They keep you on alert, increase your energy, but not the good kind, rather that kind of energy that won't let you rest. That's why sometimes it's hard for you to fall asleep, or you find yourself leaving a room for no reason, or you feel restless without explanation. And here comes the most beautiful part. Changing the color of a wall, a room, or even small decorative details can instantly change your mood. A bright white wall visually expands any space. A soft olive green in a living room gives a sense of nature, clean air, and tranquility. A sky blue in a bedroom reduces anxiety, calms the mind, and promotes restful sleep. You don't have to redecorate the entire house at once. You can start with just one corner. Paint a wall that bothers you, swap out the cushion covers, throw a soft-toned blanket over the couch, change the curtains for ones in light, neutral colors. And you'll notice the difference. You'll see how, suddenly, that corner feels cozier, more yours, more serene. The beauty of this is that it's not about a trend or what's currently popular in decor magazines. It's about how you want to feel in your home. Because beyond whether it looks nice or not, what truly matters is how it makes you feel. And colors have that invisible power to organize your emotions without you even realizing it. When your home is filled with soft tones, everything flows better. Natural light reflects with more warmth, the spaces seem larger, and you become more patient, calmer. It's like shedding a weight you didn't even know you were carrying. That's why you should never underestimate the power of changing a color. Because it's not just paint or fabric. It's transforming your environment, and with it, transforming your well-being. Third, add natural plants. There's something deeply human about living alongside nature. It's written in our memory, even if we live surrounded by concrete walls, even if our schedules are tight, even if we sometimes forget to look up at the sky. That's why, when you place a natural plant at home, you're not just decorating, you're remembering. You're bringing life into your space. You're allowing yourself to breathe differently. There's nothing more comforting than seeing life at home. A new leaf that appears, a flower that suddenly blooms, a stem stretching towards the window in search of light. Those small everyday miracles shift the energy of any corner. It's impossible to look at a plant and not feel a moment of calm, connection, even tenderness. They're silent details that speak to you without words. And you don't need a huge garden. One plant in a pretty pot, in a forgotten corner, on a bedside table, in the kitchen by the window is enough. You could have a sansevieria in the bedroom, a pothose cascading from a shelf, a fern in the bathroom, a small cactus on your desk. Each of them adds a different freshness to the environment, a green texture that softens tension. They also purify the air. Yes, they literally clean the air you breathe. They absorb carbon dioxide, release oxygen, and reduce invisible particles that your body still senses. They improve air quality, humidify dry spaces, and reduce toxins. But beyond the physical benefits, they also purify your mood. Seeing green relaxes the eyes. The shades of the leaves, the subtle movement as air passes by, The contrast against the walls, all of it creates a small mental oasis. And it's curious, because even if your house is tidy and painted in soft tones, if it lacks life, something feels incomplete. A natural plant effortlessly fills that void. It makes a space feel more human, warmer, more real. And it doesn't matter if you don't have experience taking care of plants. There are almost indestructible species that demand nothing but give everything. Plants that survive with little water, little light, little care. And yet, they'll be there, reminding you that amid routine, screens, and daily tasks, life keeps growing if you allow it. So go ahead and get yourself a plant today. Don't wait for more space, more time, or more excuses. Grab a pretty pot, choose a plant that catches your eye without overthinking it, and place it in that seemingly insignificant corner. And watch how everything changes. Not just the room. You change too. Because when nature enters your home, it also enters you. Fourth, take care of your lighting. Lighting is one of those things we rarely stop to analyze, but it changes absolutely everything. It's not just about seeing clearly, it's about how you feel in that space. Light affects your mood more than you imagine. And when you live under the wrong lighting, without realizing it, you end up feeling overwhelmed, irritable, or exhausted for no apparent reason. Cold light, that bluish tone emitted by many fluorescent tubes or white LED bulbs, is disruptive. It keeps your mind in a state of alert, as if you're in an office or a waiting room. It doesn't relax you, it doesn't invite you to rest, it doesn't embrace you. It's practical for a supermarket or hospital, but not for your home, where you seek refuge and peace. That's why you should switch to warm light bulbs. That soft, yellowish, dim glow wraps around every corner and slows everything down instantly. It makes any environment feel cozy, intimate, safe. It doesn't matter whether the space is small or large, warm light transforms it. It's as if the room itself says, relax, you're home now. You can let go. And you don't need to overhaul your entire electrical setup. Start with the places where you spend the most time at the end of the day, the living room, your bedroom, your reading corner. Install warm light bulbs and feel the difference. You'll notice the shadows soften, objects look more pleasant, and you almost without realizing it start to breathe slower. And if you want to go a step further, add candles. Yes, scented or simple, small or large. Lighting a candle doesn't just change the room's light, it shifts the energy too. That gentle, flickering glow that dances with the air creates an atmosphere of instant calm. A candle on the dining table at night, in the bathroom while you take a long shower, or in the living room while reading or watching a movie, turns an ordinary moment into a moment of refuge. And if you add a gentle scent to that warm light, vanilla, lavender, sandalwood, cinnamon, the effect multiplies. The brain associates scents with memories, with emotions. And a pleasant fragrance combined with dim lighting is like a hug for the soul. It helps you close out the day, disconnect from everything that happened outside, and reconnect with yourself. Taking care of your home's lighting is taking care of yourself. It's about consciously deciding what kind of energy you want to surround you. Because at the end of the day, it's the details that build your well-being. And few things are as simple and powerful as changing the light by which you look at your own home. Fifth, eliminate visual noise. Visual noise is one of the most silent thieves of peace inside a home. And the worst part is that hardly anyone notices. We get used to living with piles of objects, loose papers, ornaments we stopped liking a long time ago, trinkets we keep because someone gave them to us or because we never took the time to decide if we actually wanted them there. And all of that, even if it seems harmless, even if you think it doesn't bother me, becomes visual clutter that weighs you down. Every time you walk into a cluttered room, your mind, without you realizing it, makes an effort to process everything it sees. Every object grabs a bit of your attention, interrupts, distracts, overwhelms. That constant effort ends up generating mental fatigue. It steals your focus, stops you from truly relaxing, because your gaze finds no place to rest. That's why it's so important to eliminate that visual noise. And it's not about leaving your house empty or turning it into a minimalist magazine spread, but about being honest with yourself about what you truly want and need to have in sight. Look at your living room, your bedroom, your kitchen, and ask yourself, what among all this brings me peace? What here makes me feel good? Whatever doesn't, whatever's there just because you didn't feel like moving it, or because it stayed out of habit, put it away or get rid of it. Those papers piling up in a corner, that ornament you don't even like anymore, that used up candle, that box you don't even know what's inside. All of it weighs on you. And when you start clearing it out, when you leave only the essential, only what adds value, it's as if the room itself starts to breathe. And so do you. Leave a table clear, with just a plant and a candle. A shelf with 1 or 2 meaningful objects. A clean wall, without too many pictures or hanging decorations. You'll see how the whole place feels different. How suddenly you feel lighter, as if you tidied up your mind as well. And you can do this little by little. You don't need to empty the whole house in a day. Start with a corner, a nightstand, a shelf, the entryway table. Take everything off, clean the space, and then put back only what genuinely makes you smile when you see it. The rest, store it in a box or let it go. And notice how that little corner transforms how you feel when you step into it. Eliminating visual noise isn't just about tidying things. It's about tidying emotions. It's deciding what kind of energy you want to surround you, what messages the objects around you send. Because everything you see, whether you realize it or not, is saying something to you. Let your home speak of calm, beauty, and well-being. Not of chaos, clutter, or obligation. And once you achieve that, you'll see how visual silence is just as powerful as audible silence. It lets you breathe, let go, and truly inhabit your home as a refuge, not as a storage room for things without meaning. 6th, use soft textures. Touch is one of the most forgotten senses when we think about the atmosphere of our home, but it has immense emotional power. It's not just about how a space looks, it's about how it feels. And I don't mean figuratively, I mean literally. How it feels under your hands, against your skin, beneath your bare feet. Because those small, soft or rough, cold or warm, hard or tender sensations send direct messages to your brain and can change your emotional state without you realizing it. That's why surrounding yourself with soft textures is almost like a constant caress. Plush cushions that invite you to sink into them after a heavy day. Soft blankets that turn into a refuge on a cold afternoon, or in those moments when you just want to shut the world out and sit in silence. Rugs you can walk on barefoot, feeling a pleasant touch that doesn't remind you of hard floors or cold tiles. Even the curtains. So often we pick them just for their color or whether they match the couch, but forget that for a second. Think about how they feel. About how the fabric falls. About how they move in the wind. About how they look when they filter the soft afternoon light. Light, pleasant fabrics make a room feel lighter, more intimate, more yours. Because it's not the same to sit on a sofa covered in rough fabric as on one that feels like a hug. It's not the same to rest your feet on a cold, hard floor as on a plush, cozy rug. It doesn't produce the same mental effect to run your hand over a soft wool blanket as over a stiff, synthetic fabric. Each one of those small, everyday gestures has an invisible but profound impact. And here's the best part. You don't have to spend a fortune. You can find small pieces that transform a space without needing to replace all your furniture. A couple of new cushion covers in soft fabrics. A knit blanket that looks beautiful and feels even better. A simple rug that invites you to walk barefoot. Lightweight curtains that let in the light without leaving you exposed. Those little textile details change not just how a room looks, but how it feels to be in it. They make you want to stay. To sit for 5 more minutes. To choose reading, watching a movie, having a cup of tea, listening to music over heading to your room with your phone. Because everything that's soft, cozy, and warm invites you to lower your guard, to relax, to feel cared for. And when you achieve that, you're no longer just in a beautiful house, you're in a home that hugs you. One that understands your tiredness. That waits for you at the end of the day with its kind textures, with its promise of rest and calm. And trust me, that's worth more than any expensive ornament or catalog-perfect furniture. Because it's sensations that linger in our memory. And nothing is remembered better than a place that makes you feel good. 7th, create a little corner just for you. In a home, every person needs their own little space. It doesn't matter if you live with your partner, your children, your family, or alone. You need a space that belongs exclusively to you. Not because you're selfish, but because it's necessary. Because every single one of us deserves a place where there are no demands, where you don't have to share anything if you don't want to, where you can turn down the volume of the world for a moment and listen to yourself. And I'm not talking about a whole room, a studio, or a dreamy balcony overlooking the forest. I'm talking about a corner, a symbolic space. It could be a chair by a window, an armchair in a quiet corner of the living room, a small table with a plant and a candle, a floor cushion, a little spot next to your bed where you can rest a book and a cup. What matters is not the size, or how luxurious, or how Instagrammable it is. What matters is that it's yours. A place where you can sit with a blanket and a book without feeling like you're about to be interrupted. Where you can sip hot tea and look out the window without anyone asking what you're doing. Where you can listen to music, write, stare at the ceiling, cry if you need to, or simply stay in silence. Because chosen silence sought after silence is a powerful medicine. And that corner becomes your refuge. It doesn't matter how your day went, what problems are weighing on your mind, what bills or tasks are waiting for you. When you sit there, even if it's just for 5 minutes, everything shifts. Because it's the space where you choose to take care of yourself. Where you remind yourself that you exist beyond obligations, beyond your kids, your partner, your work, your routine. The beautiful thing is, you don't need to make a big investment to create it. You can repurpose an old chair and put a new cushion on it. Use a forgotten side table. Add a plant, a candle, a soft, warm lamp. Drape a cozy throw over the back. The essential thing is that when you're there, you feel like it's your space. That it belongs to you. That the rest of the world stays outside. And if you have children, teach them that this little corner is special. That when mom is there, it's her moment. That it's not because she doesn't love them, but because in order to love well, she also needs to breathe. And that corner is your oxygen. It's your emotional refuge. It's your silent declaration that you deserve to feel good. Because a happy, relaxing home isn't just tidy rooms and pretty decor. It's about creating rituals, spaces, and moments where you reconnect with yourself. And that little corner can be your temple, your sanctuary, your lifeline on gray days. Create it. Protect it. Use it. Because you deserve it more than you realize. 8th sense. Smell is the most intimate and direct sense we have. It can awaken memories, emotions, and sensations in just seconds. It's so powerful that, without you even noticing, a scent can shift your mood, calm you down, energize you, or even trigger anxiety. And yet, it's one of the most overlooked elements when thinking about how a home feels. How many times have you walked into a house and noticed a distinct smell? Sometimes it's pleasant, sometimes it's uncomfortable, sometimes it's just there. Because every home has its own scent, even if you don't use anything to fragrance it. And that smell influences your sense of calm or unease much more than you might imagine. That's why taking care of your home's scent isn't a superficial luxury, it's a simple, affordable, and effective way to create a happy, relaxing atmosphere. Soft scents like lavender, vanilla, jasmine, sandalwood, or eucalyptus are perfect for this. It's not about filling the air with an overpowering perfume, but creating a subtle aromatic background, barely noticeable like a breeze that gently caresses, not one that overwhelms. Delicate scents relax the nervous system, lower tension, improve sleep, and generate that invisible sense of well-being. You can use reed diffusers, which are discreet and keep the fragrance steady for hours. Or humidifiers with essential oils, which besides scenting the space, purify and humidify the air. Natural incense sticks are another option, with their slow smoke and warm fragrances creating almost ritual-like atmospheres. And then there are scented candles, which not only fill the air with a soft fragrance but also gift you that gentle flickering light that invites calm. There's a scent for every moment. Lavender to sleep better, citrus to lift your spirits in the morning, vanilla to feel embraced, cinnamon for cold days, eucalyptus to clear your head when you're exhausted. And it's no coincidence each one has a specific emotional effect you can effortlessly use to your advantage. But beyond store-bought fragrances, you can also create homemade sensory experiences. Boil orange peels and cloves in water. Place a sprig of rosemary in a glass jar with hot water. Tuck little fabric bags filled with dried leaves and flowers inside your closets. These small gestures cost almost nothing and completely change how a home feels. Because when a home smells good, it feels good. Scents stay imprinted in our memories, associated with moments of calm, security, and refuge. It's no coincidence that some of the happiest childhood memories sometimes smell like freshly baked cookies, clean sheets, or flowers in the garden. So don't underestimate the power of scent in your home. It's an invisible language that speaks straight to the heart. That soothes you without you even noticing. That hugs you without touching you. That reminds you, you deserve to feel well. Make your home smell like whatever makes you happy. Because that tiny detail is capable of transforming your days without you needing to move a single piece of furniture. Ninth, invest in details that make you happy. In daily life, it's the little details that end up making the difference between an ordinary house and a home that truly feels like yours. You don't need to spend a fortune on designer furniture or fill your space with expensive objects. What truly turns a house into a refuge, into a happy, relaxing space, are those small objects that catch your eye and make you smile for no reason. That connect you with something beautiful, with a memory, with a feeling. Details that, though small, give your space soul and meaning. Think of that painting you always stop to look at when you see it in a store or online. Not because it's famous, or because it matches everything, but because something in its colors, in its image, brings you peace. Or that pretty mug you love to use every morning, because it's not just any mug. It's your mug. And when you hold it warm in your hands, the day begins differently. The details don't have to be big or expensive. It could be a cushion with a phrase that represents you. A lamp that gives off that soft light that makes you feel good at night. A small plant in a pot that made you smile the day you bought it. A rug you love to walk on barefoot. A mirror with a special frame. A wall hanging you brought back from a trip or that someone gave you during a beautiful moment. Those details speak about you. They tell your story. They remind you that you deserve to surround yourself with things that make you happy, even if they're small. Because every time you walk past that picture, use that cup or turn on that lamp, something is activated within you. And that sum of small, everyday joys is what quietly builds an atmosphere of constant well-being. Investing in details isn't just about buying objects. It's about giving yourself permission to choose things that have meaning for you. Even if no one else likes them. Even if they're not trendy. Even if they don't match anything. If they bring you calm, joy, beautiful nostalgia, or inspiration, then they're worth it. And many times, those details don't even cost money. You can frame an old photograph you love. Create a picture with a phrase that reminds you of something important. Place a stone, a seashell, or a dry branch on a shelf because it connects you to a happy moment. Sometimes, the simplest objects are the ones that hold the most meaning. The point is not to decorate for the sake of decorating, not to fill spaces just to fill them, not to buy on impulse. But to choose calmly, consciously, and lovingly. And to understand that within those small gestures lies the true magic of a happy home. Because when everything around you tells you something beautiful, when it connects you with who you are and makes you feel good, without realizing it, your home becomes a place where you always want to be. And 10th, keep your home clean and tidy. Order and cleanliness at home are, without a doubt, the fundamental foundation for creating a relaxing environment. We often underestimate how powerful the effects of a clean space can be. I'm not talking about having a flawless or perfect house, nor about following unattainable standards, but about achieving a balance where the essentials are in their place and where cleaning isn't a burden, but a small daily routine that helps us reconnect with ourselves and our surroundings. Every time you walk into a tidy and clean space, even if it's just for a few minutes, you feel that sense of relief. It's as if you can breathe more deeply. There are no distractions, no visual chaos. The mind feels clearer and more focused. And that's no coincidence. When a home is clean and organized, your brain associates that environment with calm and serenity. Objects are where they should be, surfaces are clear, and even if everything isn't perfect, there's a sense of control and harmony. Starting the day in an orderly space is one of the best ways to get your energy moving. Every morning, open the windows. Let natural light flood the house. Light not only improves air quality but also lifts your mood. Even on cloudy days, a house bathed in soft light can work wonders for how you feel. And while you let fresh air in, take advantage of those first minutes to tidy up the basics. Arrange the cushions on the sofa, put away things left out from the night before, wipe down kitchen and bathroom surfaces. These small steps will give you a sense of starting the day with clarity and control. Cleaning doesn't have to be one huge task all at once. You can break it down into small daily habits that don't exhaust or overwhelm you. Empty the trash, wipe down tables, organize the shoes at the entrance, and put things back where they belong as you use them. By doing this, the house stays light, without the weight of accumulated things. This has a direct impact on your emotional well-being. A clean space isn't just aesthetically pleasing, it also deeply affects how you feel physically and mentally. It frees you from the feeling of being trapped in clutter and gives you the sense of being in a place that cares for you. And if you ever feel like it's hard to keep things tidy, remember that it's not about having a perfect house, it's about creating habits that keep it functional. Not everything has to be sparkling and flawless, but it should be in its place. A little organization in frequently used spaces can work wonders. Instead of letting piles of clothes or dirty dishes stack up, create a simple system to keep things in check without it becoming a burden. Keeping your home clean and organized is a way to show respect for yourself. It's an act of care, of self-love, because you live there. Your home is the place where you recharge, where you rest, and where you share moments with the people you love. It deserves to be a space that makes you feel good, that invites you to relax and disconnect, that allows you to be yourself without the visual or emotional weight of a messy environment. And above all, remember that order doesn't have to mean rigidity. It's not about having everything perfect all the time. It's about creating a space that makes you feel free, comfortable, and at peace. And when you keep the house clean and organized, you're not only creating a more pleasant physical environment, but also cultivating a mental space where you can find peace and clarity amid the everyday chaos. Daily cleaning, even if it seems like a small task, has a profound impact on your home's energy. It's like a mental reset. Every time your home is clean, the space breathes better, and so do you. Your well-being starts from within, but it also has a lot to do with the environment you create around you. That's why keeping your home clean and tidy is more than just a household chore. It's a way to create a refuge for your physical and emotional well-being. Make your home a place that welcomes you with open arms, that greets you at any hour of the day, that embraces you when you get back from work, from a stressful day, or an exhausting journey. Because honestly, your home should be that refuge you always want to return to, that place that calms you the moment you step inside. It can't be a place you feel the need to escape from. It's vital that your home be a reflection of yourself, a reflection of your dreams, your needs, your inner peace. If your home doesn't give you that well-being, if it feels suffocating or makes you uncomfortable, it's time to transform it. You don't need to make huge changes or live in a mansion. It's about creating an environment that makes you feel good, that welcomes you, that makes you feel worthy of rest. Don't settle for less. You deserve to live in a place that recharges you with positive energy, that offers you serenity, and that allows you to disconnect from the outside chaos. A place that, when you walk through the door, makes you feel safe, calm, and free of any kind of stress. Because that's what your home should be, your refuge, your sanctuary, the place where you can leave behind the heaviness of the outside world and gather strength for whatever comes next. Think of every corner of your house as an extension of your well-being. Every space has the potential to be more than just functional. It can be a place that inspires you, that makes you feel at peace just by being there. Every small change, every detail you add or remove, contributes to that sense of balance we all need in our lives. If today your home isn't giving you what you need, if it doesn't feel like that peaceful place you long for, then it's time to start working on it. It's not about drastic changes, but about making every corner of your house more than just a physical space, turning it into a reflection of your emotional well-being, your values, and what matters most to you. An orderly home, filled with things that make you feel good, is the foundation for a more relaxed and happy life. So if this video made you think about your home, if at any moment you felt like you need those small adjustments, those changes that not only improve how your home looks, but also your quality of life, subscribe and join me. This is just the beginning. There are so many more ideas and tips that can help you transform your home into a true sanctuary. And if you have something in mind, something you'd like to change today to make your home a happier, more relaxing place, leave me a comment. I'd love to hear how you're going to make your home cozier and what steps you'll take to finally have it welcome you with open arms, just as you deserve.